Hey everyone, it is late at night and I am Norman, and I'm still in shock. So, at the time of this recording, I just found this out. And yeah, it's pretty sad. This is going to be a downer of a video, but if you stick around, there is something positive at the end of it. This video is sad for two different reasons. What in the world am I talking about? Let me explain. So I recently had a viewer reach out to me in the comments asking me if I would be willing to sell one of my watches to him because he had lost his. And now I am terrible about skimming emails and stuff like that. And so my first thought was, well, this particular piece is pretty accessible. You could just buy a brand new one. So I reread his message, and it turns out he cannot, because the brand went bankrupt. And I was completely shocked. This happens to be a brand that I like quite a bit, and I own a couple of their watches. One of them, of course, that the viewer was wanting to purchase. So I just was in disbelief. So I got online, pulled up their website, and sure enough, yeah, it's just a placeholder with their logo on it. So I did a little bit of sleuthing and actually found their bankruptcy case paperwork online. And here it is. Yep, that's right. The brand in question is Project's Watches. This was such a cool brand. I mean, I've seen some comments, although I'm not sure if they were authentic or not, but I've seen some comments that they send broken watches or whatever. But the two that I own, in the experience that I've had with the brand, they're pretty solid watches. I mean, they're quartz pieces, but what makes them so cool is the concept of the brand. So Project's Watches was all about art. So they would hire architects, sculptors, painters, industrial designers, people that weren't watch designers, and they would have them come up with watch designs, and then the brand would make them. So the result was all kinds of super unique, creative, fun, interesting, mysterious, just crazy watches. And they were all fairly affordable. I think for mine, they were under $200. They were 100 and something each. And the two that I own are this one, and unfortunately the hands are loose on it. Now that the brand no longer exists, I really need to send this in and have those put back on, because not only is this a cool watch, but the brand is gone. And the second watch that I own is the Persistent, and this is the one that the viewer was hoping to purchase. Which brings me to the second part of this video that's just brutal, because I really like the Persistent watch and had no plans on getting rid of it, but this viewer can't buy one now. I've looked around on eBay, hoping maybe I could find one for him. I've looked around on random websites, hoping that maybe there was some Project's stock out there somewhere, that some gray market site or fashion site might still have around, but there's nothing. You can find a couple of their designs, but not very many at all. Everything's just gone. And I felt really, really bad, and told him that that's brutal because I really like this watch and it's pretty new to me still. But I did tell him if he sends me an email so that I have a means of contacting him, if I ever change my mind and do decide to part with this watch, he would get it. So if he does reach out to me, I will definitely store his email so that I don't lose it. And yeah, if I do end up selling it at some point, I don't know when that would be if I do, but I feel super bad. And it's doubly tough because I like this watch and now the brand's gone, so we're both in the same boat. We cannot get another one. Yeah, this video is tough. So I figured this video would be sort of a tribute to Project's watches. So I went out and found as many images as I could of some of their most intriguing designs so that we can look at them together. And the first pieces that I tracked down were these double dial rectangular watches that are pretty cool. And you'll notice that they have 2 crowns. You can use these as GMTs and set 2 different time zones on them. The colorways are fun. The design, like most of their designs, is just great. There's this amazing 3D dial piece here. That's kind of like looking at an elevation map or a cave. Super cool. And of course, their website is down, so I can't pull up any information on any of these watches to find out who the designer was, what the inspiration is, what the design itself is and represents. I'm just kind of in the dark, so there's this great colorful abstract piece, kind of Bauhaus-y, which was cool. They had so many Bauhaus-like designs, yet it was kind of abstract Bauhaus. Not utilitarian usefulness, but just the Bauhaus aesthetic in pure art form on your wrist. There's these 2 variants here, and I really love this design here, which calls out the present, which we are always in, but in the dial, you can see the past and the future at the same time. And this piece here I actually considered when I bought my round Projects watch, but I decided to go with a little bit tamer design, but this one's super fun. Had I known the company would be going out of business, I feel like I would have bought so many more of their watches, because they really are pretty affordable, and it would be so cool to have a shelf just full of these watches, especially since you can't get them anymore. This is a great, interesting design here, nice and minimal and clean. The green color is super cool. The way it tells time is fun. I love it. And look at this one. This is so crazy. Those shapes as they're turning slowly reveal the numbers on the dial, telling you what time it is. Absolutely genius design. Oh, Project's watches was so cool. And this is a piece that I've seen quite a few times. I think they had it up on their site for a while. Super fun idea. This is the kind of playfulness that I always loved with the designs that they came up with. There's this piece, another abstract one with amazing colors. Oh, I love the colors that are on this dial. Here's the yellow variant of the round one that I own. And the green persistent watch that I almost purchased, but I decided to go for the more brilliant, more in-your-face color scheme. But that green one looks phenomenal. It was tough choosing. And then there's this fun, ultra minimal, very Bauhaus-y piece right here. That's cool. I love that idea. So as I was looking to try and find a watch for the viewer that he could pick up, I stumbled upon a Reddit thread where somebody mentioned that you can actually get some of their designs still on MoMA's online shop. Wait, MoMA has an online shop? Here's where we get to the positive part of this video. MoMA has a shop. And I think they may have purchased some of the designs from Project's watches because there are pieces that I know I've seen on Project's website in the past, But on MoMA, they don't mention the brand at all. They mention designers or similar things like that. So I'm not sure if they've acquired the designs when the company went bankrupt or not. But like there's this piece here. Super fun mystery dial with what I assume is a jump hours up at the 10, 11 o'clock area. And that is the Joan Miro watch. It retails for $179. The case is 39 millimeters. There's the redundant watch, and this I've definitely seen on Project's website. Or at least I've seen it online somewhere. Not on the MoMA shop. These watches have a 40 millimeter case on them, and they retail for $230. So they're a little bit more spendy. They have swatches in their shop. This is the Swatch X Basquiat watch. And these are larger ones. So this one has a 40 millimeter case and it retails for $110. Okay, these last ones are my favorites. So look at this Bauhaus watch. So clean. There's no date on it. Unfortunately, the hands and markers appear to be silver. If they were painted white, even though this watch is expensive, I would absolutely get one. It's the old Matheson Royal OM4 watch. These watches have a 37 millimeter case, so they're nice and subdued, but they retail for $1,400. Youch. And I'm pretty sure they're quartz too, if I remember right. But they're two-handers and have those awesome batten markers on there with no minutes track. It's so close to the Zeno Bauhaus winder that I used to own, but in a smaller size, which is what I needed that watch to be. If only the hands and markers were painted white so that they would look Bauhaus and not dress watch style. And these two watches are just phenomenal. Look at these crazy diamond watches. The Alvaro Siza Le Bon diamond watch, and I'm sure I botched that name, my apologies. These watches have 41.5 millimeter cases, but being turned like that, I'm not really sure how large they would seem in person. I'm guessing they would seem kind of small because you're looking at the full length diagonal of that square, but I have no idea. These have titanium cases, which means they're very expensive. These retail for almost $3,000, so, yeah, that's brutal. But, I mean, just look at the dial. The overall design of these is just so crazy and amazing. I love these watches. They're wild. But, yeah, there you have it. A brand that I totally love and was planning on doing another video on, exploring what they've been up to, went bankrupt and is no more. Thanks for watching.